Welcome. We're live. Welcome to Beyond Cancer with Marina Blackford. I'm your host, Marina Blackford. If you have found yourself in a time of feeling stuck, especially after having cancer, you're in the right place. I'm Marina Blackford. I'm a two-time breast cancer survivor, and I'm here to help you on your cancer journey. Uh, Not just on your cancer journey, but after, and not just if you've had cancer, because I think I could get you excited about life. That is what I'm good at. I'm good at finding ways of just living, of living. That's all. That's all. I thought of this the other day. I thought, being a breast cancer survivor, going through chemo more than once, on two different cancer journeys, I thought, what's the goal here? Is it to be a survivor? Is it to be a thriver? And I just thought, you know what? That's just being human. Some days you're surviving, some days you're thriving, and some days you're just living. And I just want to give you permission that it's okay to have days that you're like, some days I don't like to, Ugh, I don't settle into this too much, but I've had some people have a problem with saying survivor because they're trying to move away from that mentality of like, I'm surviving. Like it almost sounds like drowning. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay saying my survivor because I'm acknowledging what I went through. I went through two scary times, to be honest, to be told you had cancer and to be told you need to do an aggressive treatment like chemo and radiation and surgery. And so I find acknowledging that I survived that actually a good thing. I did. I survived it. And I at one point on my journey had trouble seeing some people like party. Just gonna use the word party. Yay, first comment is on Jack Keed. I had trouble seeing some like breast cancer influencers, just like, um, always feeling great. And that might be weird coming from me because I feel like some of you might view me as that, like, "Oh, Marina, you look so good. You're so positive." And I'm like, "Thank you." And I try to be. Um, but sometimes I would see that and be like, "I don't know if I feel that way today. I don't know if I feel like I'm, like, thriving." So, I've just settled into lately, like, maybe it's just okay to claim that you're living. Maybe it's just okay to, like, wake up and be like, "Today, I took a breath." Like, you know, God is good. That is it. That is it. That's all I need is to, like, wake up and take a breath and just settle into where, my life is gonna take me next. It's an incredible ride, and I think that's the biggest thing I've learned, that got me through cancer. It gets me through my life after, and it's getting me to the next thing, is that I honestly believe that life is happening for us. I feel like if you can lean into that belief, if you can find gratefulness in all the small things. Like um, I remember, oh, I'm so glad to have some comments on. I'm gonna get to comments. So if you're watching live, I'd love to hear from you. What are your questions? Where are you watching from? And if you're watching this back on replay, make sure you comment. I see all the comments. So I just love connecting. This is my favorite part of having started a YouTube channel is that I now get to connect with people worldwide. All right, so the second journey, yes, I remember having the moment. I remember it so clearly. Um, I'm gonna try. Okay, let me take off bracelets so they're not clanging. My little bracelets. One of these bracelets somebody gave me, and I still wear it. It says strength on it, and these gifts make a big. These are a big deal. So I don't know if any of you have been gifted stuff or have given something to somebody else on the journey. I think this stuff matters. It might just look like beads, but it's just so much more than that. And I want to shout out to my friend that has a nonprofit that does amazing things like this. It's called Cancer Called. Tamara, she's a stage 4 survivor. And she has women in Africa and local here in Arizona where we are create prayer beads and prayer cloths. And she delivers them to cancer centers. And, again, people might not take them or they might take them, but I can tell you if you take it and it means something to you, it's really special. She shares a story about someone holding the prayer beads and, she started this project, just wanted people to feel like they're not alone, that someone's out there thinking of them, praying for them. And that woman, one of the recipients of her beads ended up passing, and one of the ladies that cared for her made sure to tell her that when she passed, that one of the prayer cloths was in her hand. So this stuff can really matter, guys. It's not just, I don't know. So, anyways, I'm gonna take that off so I'm not clanging around here. All right. Um, I can just ramble sometimes. So let's just go for a ride today. You guys want to take a ride with Marina? Let's go. And I will make sure to get to your comments. So the second time, I remember it clear as day. Um I remember sitting in the room having the ultrasound after feeling a new lump under my armpit. So this is after having cancer at 31, after going through chemo and double mastectomy. And this was at year 5. And I had just had my daughter. She was 2 months old and my son was 2. And I felt the lump and I just knew it wasn't there before. So I thought I'm going to I'm going to call and get in. So I did. So here's one lesson. Pay attention to your body and listen to your body. If you feel like you should do something, just don't overthink things sometimes. Just act on it and do it. Just follow through and just get your answers. Okay, so I did that and I'm sitting in the room and I had the ultrasound and the radiologist came in the room who was like the most gorgeous woman ever, by the way, at Banner MD Anderson in Gilbert, Arizona. She's like blonde and the sweetest thing. And she's like, I got to be honest with you, it doesn't look good. You're going to need to come back for a biopsy. And this is the second time I've been told this in my life where uh, yeah, I'll say each time because I did have one biopsy that was benign, but another story. But this is the second time I've been told very clearly uh, that you need to come back and it doesn't look good. Like the writing was on the wall. Like it was pretty obvious that it was likely cancer. So I left there. I went in my car and I recorded a video that's on my channel. It's called like my emotional diagnosis video. And I have footage of sitting in my car and just processing that I have cancer again. And even in that video, and even the way I felt on that journey, was that I remember just feeling so thankful that I felt that lump when I did. And so that's the whole point of where I'm going with this story is even in your moments of despair, you know, um, a little bit of unknown, a little bit scary, that there is still that you're still on the path you need to be on, and there will be decisions to make, and you just have to find some faith in your journey. It at the least it will help you feel better at the least. To feel like you are where you're supposed to be. And I hope that helps someone. What I was trying to do right now is go to my YouTube and find that video and I can paste it for you to watch back. All right. But anyways, let's see. Let's go to some of your comments. Let's see what's happening. All right. I want to get some people on the screen here that have shown up to the live today that might have some things to share. So Jack Keen was first comment on. Jack Keen is a longtime supporter of the channel, and I love seeing her. I know she likes to write some poetry, so I'm excited. I always love hearing from her there. All right. Jack Keen says, hello. So glad I was able to connect. It can be a challenge. And it can be a challenge. Yeah. Yeah, being a survivor. I think, that's what I started with, right? Being a survivor. Like, yeah. Oh, you guys might see some new logos on my live today. I was playing around with StreamYard. How cool is that? You might see Beyond in the top corner here. That's because I am the Beyond Cancer Coach. That's my brand. Me, here I am. um, all right, Crystal. I hope it's not too jumpy, guys. Going live is a little tricky. Okay, Crystal says, "Hello, Marina. I'm so happy I'm able to make the live today. I'm so happy you are too." Crystal's been on very much a journey, and she shared all of it with us, surgery, everything, and we've been able to celebrate her. Lori is and it says, "Be grateful," right in your name there. I love that. Hi, Marina. I got that lubricant that you had on Amazon. Use the second one last night. Any tips or advice about it? Oh, I'm so glad. This is for my ladies that are going through menopause, menopausal symptoms because you're in treatment or like that has just menopause has started because of treatment. Um, lubricants saved me. That's probably my biggest complaint about being in menopause is dryness. Winking. You guys know what I'm talking about. Um, I use the Bonafide, I don't know how you say it, Reverie, and that is the main one I use that I think you're talking about, and it helps with dryness, and it's amazing, and there's no hormones, so you don't have to worry about, any of that. It's just safe to use, and it helps, and I love it. That's what I can link for you guys is my Amazon. I update products there all the time. So if you're interested in finding products that can help you through treatment, products that can help you through menopause, products that can help you start walking or running, two of my favorite things to do. You'll find all of my favorite products there. So I will link that now in the comments for you. I also did an Amazon Live during Prime Day, in July. That was fun. So sometimes I do that. So if you go to my Amazon store, you can follow me. That way when I do lives, you can find me there. Okay, we just have like a slow computer and that's okay. The show must go on. Boom. Okay. It's going, guys. Hold on. All right. So yes, so check out my Amazon store for all my latest products to help you. There we go. I mean, I know I've always been that way. I literally have found most of my products I use by just talking to people like, "Ooh, what do you like to use for your hair? Where do you like to go on vacation? How do you get your points?" Like your credit card points. So that's why I share what I do because I know it's helped me tremendously in my life. All right. Bobby's a Trapper Keeper. Hi from Utah. I absolutely love your photo of your dog in the snow. I am a huge dog fan. If you guys want to know what's going on in my life, more up to date, more current events, you can follow me on Instagram at Marina Blackford, and you'll see I have a corgi puppy right now who has the biggest ears and he's so cute. We have our terrier Ryder, and I have my two beautiful children and my awesome husband. Um, Truly part of God's plan for me, my husband. Okay. Jackeen, yes, I appreciate each new day, even with my limitations. I am learning to accept life on life's terms. That's it. That's it. That's a big part of it, isn't it, Jackeen? It's like, it's just like an ease to it. Like having cancer can be a real, thinking of a bad word, a real mind. It can really mess with your mind. It can mess with your mind in many ways. It can mess with your mind like if you're not like me, right? So I have a genetic mutation, BRCA1, and it puts me at high risk for breast cancer and ovarian, higher for breast cancer, hence likely having it twice. And so my mom and I have that. My mom is a 3-time survivor, and about 10% of breast cancers are genetic mutation. About 90% are not. And so if you're of the 90% that's not a genetic mutation and you possibly didn't have it in your family, like that, let's say that you knew of, right? So it just wasn't on your radar. Being told you have cancer is like just out of the blue. It could feel like it'd be like, what? But I do feel like it's a moment to reflect. It's a moment to really reflect on how well you're taking care of yourself. Is it time to make some changes in your health? We can start with what we're eating. It's a great way to start. Your body might just need more nutrients to support your immune system. You might need to swap out some of the sugary items. You might need to incorporate more fruits and vegetables. It's a beautiful thing. Why not? You might need to de-stress. There might be a part of your life that's just like, God, just draining. Might be time to reevaluate that. And then the rest of it is just all the online stuff that just makes us feel like, are we eating the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Am I drinking the right type of water? Like, so that rabbit hole's tough. And at some point, you have to do what Jack Keane said, and you just have to accept life on life's terms. You just have to do what you can and then just enjoy the rest. Like, what would be the point of surviving if we didn't do that? All right. Yes. Lori says, can you post a link for the nonprofit? I would love to. Let's see here. I am going to post. You know what I will do, Lori, is I'm going to update all my links where I have everything linked so far. So I'm going to put in the comments marinablackford.info. That's where you can find everything like my Amazon store, my current coaching. If I have any group coaching, I need to add one to the calendar. My Amazon store, what am I thinking? That's where you'll find links to everything. And I will put the nonprofits in there. So Check for a Lump is local to Phoenix. Young Survival Coalition is great. And yeah. Lori has another question or comment. She has a comment. I'll put it on. I'll take a look. And then, you know what? I'm glad you're mentioning this, Lori, because this is something as a runner I actually did want to talk about on my Instagram soon. So Lori says a little TMI, but I actually went to the doc because of pain and burning and put intimacy on hold. Yes, this is part of our life. We want to be intimate with our partner. Like it's important to feel like you can do these things. The doc said extreme dryness. Oh my gosh, totally. Yes. So the reverie, use it, use it, use it. You if you use it like three to 4 days a week, you'll only need it like 3 days a week after a while. It is so, so, so helpful. It is a game changer. You will love that you have bought that product. It'll absolutely help you. Okay. So let's see what else we can chat about. No questions right now. So let me catch you up with me. I have started to run a little bit more. I am running like 3 days a week. I was running before I was told I had cancer. I just qualified for the Boston Marathon and then a week later had a biopsy and then I was diagnosed, right? Got the phone call. And that's a part of my story because I had tried for 3 years to qualify and then I was told I needed to start chemo and it was devastating. It was crazy. So I did chemo, breast removal, breast reconstruction, had 4 months to train and get to Boston. And it was one of my greatest things I've ever done was run Boston as a survivor. Cut to life, right? Got engaged, had 2 kids, had cancer again during the height of the pandemic. In motherhood, realizing how busy that could be. And I'm like, I really want to get back to running because I just enjoy it. I enjoy moving my body and I enjoy being outside. And for me, signing up for running races, it just sets a new goal for me. So I'm going to put that in the comments right now. If you're local in Phoenix, I'm going to ask you to do one of 2 things, either to join me in person in October for a local breast cancer run. It's the Pink Out 5K, and a 5K is 3.1 miles, and it's in Phoenix, October 4th, I believe. I'm going to paste my link. So if you want to join me and set a goal for yourself by walking or running a 5K, now's the time. And if that, oh my gosh, that link is so long. I don't know why it's so long. Okay, the link's going to be at marinablackford.info. If you can't join me in person, I'm going to ask if you want to donate any amount, like $20 to support Check for a Lump. It'd be really amazing. This is a direct, this helps women directly with access to mammograms that can't afford it, access to free wigs that need it, and access to just information and support. So I'm going to take the link off because it's so long and I'm going to put it in my .info, and you guys can sign up there. You can donate there. I wanna encourage you to move. I think when you're feeling down, especially physically after cancer, one of the best things you can do is just get out for a walk. It really is. It really is. You know what it helps with? It helps with, constipation. It helps with your mood. It helps with, um just your metabolism, your circadian rhythm so that you get better sleep. Like it helps with everything. So I'm going to really encourage that you get out and walk. And if you're in true menopause like me and you want to add in a weighted vest, you want to add in a challenge, um, let's do it. I link my favorite weighted vest on my Amazon store. But here's what a weighted vest does. It helps prevent osteoporosis. And that's important when you're in menopause because our bones are at risk for that. So since I'm 41 and I've had a full hysterectomy, I'm putting on the weighted vest. I don't care what I look like. I don't care what people think. I think it's a great thing. Like it's also like if you're already going for a walk, like adding that in at least some of the time, it checks off as like your workout, for the day. If you want, right? So it's great. Let's kill two birds with one stone. So that's what's new with me, 5K training for a breast cancer run. What are you guys doing? Is there some goal you have put on your calendar that you wanna reach when you're done with treatment? Or is there a goal that you're putting on your calendar because you want to you wanna feel alive? Back to the number one topic for today. I wanna live, and if I'm living, what does that look like? What can I do that might be kinda new or challenging, exciting? There's nothing There's nothing I don't know, there's nothing like crossing the finish line at these races. Like, it's the best feeling. It's the biggest pat on the back, like, I did it, I showed up, I signed up, however, it's just the best. It's the best feeling. So, I'm just gonna put that out there. After that, I am training and fundraising also for cancer for, the Disney World Marathon in January of 2026. I am very excited and very nervous. 1, I know I can run a marathon. 2, I don't know if I can run a marathon after touring Disney World for 2 days, so that should be very interesting. Um, but I'm just telling myself I don't have to be the fastest, I just have to cross the finish line. So, when I take the pressure off myself, I know it'll be fine. It's gonna be great. And so I'm gonna be training for that starting around September. So I plan to vlog more if anybody wants to run with me and follow. The reason I wanted to bring up the running and tie it into what Lori was saying is as somebody that walks and runs, having dryness is not acceptable. It can cause itching and irritation. So you have to check out the product that Lori and I are talking about, the Reverie lubricant. It's so good. Lori says, my cancer was also triple negative, but no gene mutation. Lumpectomy was September 2nd, 2022. Almost 3 years! Exclamation. Next 6-month mammo is in November. My hair is the same length as yours now, 2.5 years since my last chemo today. I am so thankful you're here. I thank you for sharing. It's so good to hear from other survivors, where they're at, how they're feeling. I love hearing that your hair's grown out. How awesome is that, right? And here's to life, Lori. Thank you. Carly, hi from London. Foggy London town. I love it. Gosh, look at my nails. They're so wild. Okay. Finished red 6 of excuse me. Finished round 6 of carbo. So looking forward to 3 months of nothing. Yes. Yes, girl. I do keep losing my balance though, question mark. Oh, that's interesting. It could be from the neuropathy. I don't know what that would be from. Um, that's such an interesting symptom. If anybody's had that, feel free to comment. Carly, I'll say this. I so I love doing yoga. I just did it at home this morning. Because I'm running more, I'm trying to stretch more, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do yoga today and then I'll run tomorrow. Uh, I have never been great at balancing. People do like a half moon pose in yoga, like a 1 foot out kind of thing. I'm like, I that's every balance pose in yoga has always been very challenging for me, and I don't know why it is. And I'm like, are my feet not strong? Is my core not strong? I think the more you do it, it gets better. I don't know. Um, I would encourage you to try some yoga because it might challenge you to work on your balance. And if you need to get to the root of what's causing that, ask your medical team if they have any ideas. It's never a bad idea to stay hydrated. That can always help. Um, do I have sound back on? StreamYard's doing its thing. I am streaming to Facebook and YouTube all at the same time, and I'm going to end connection on Facebook. Well, it just is. Maybe just streaming live to like 3 different places is too much. Henry. Oh, good. You hear me. I can't bring the camera on and everything is just slow, 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 slow. Okay, let's see. Oh, yay! I have a camera on. This is my computer camera and it's like super low. So let's bring you up. Yeah, I'm doing live to Facebook and YouTube simultaneously and recording. And maybe that's just too much for StreamYard. Let's go back to comments and see who I can help while we're all still here. I'm so sorry I cut out. Carly, you were talking about balance. I had some tips for you as far as definitely talk to your medical team. Try doing some yoga and maybe you could just be like me and just be like, well, I'm just not great at balancing. Um, but rule out that it's nothing major first, of course. Mary Muthi, hello. Yay. Happy to see you here. Thank you all. Thank you all. That was a little wild. It's like, just gonna do our best here. Where should I be? Here? Here? We're gonna scoot over. Okay. Mary says, always grateful for your help and tips on how to live beyond cancer. Thank you, Mary. It's not it's not always easy, but honestly, is life really all that easy? No, but just make the most of it. Really. Make the most of it. Mary says, "Oh, yay." I know. That was the longest 5 minutes of my life or whatever it was. Okay. Beyond Cancer usually ends at 30 minutes, but I wanted to hang with you guys because I want to make sure I answered all the questions that were brought forward today. I wanted to give you the update on I'm running a breast cancer 5K in October, and I wanted to invite you to join me either in person in Phoenix, donate to my team, or or um or don't yeah, or just pick something that you can do in your area. I feel like October, as most of you know, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So there likely is a walk or um, race, run where you are. And the neat thing about doing a local one for me here in Phoenix is I see the impact it makes locally. I see that they're able to provide free mammograms to women that need it, that they provide wigs, which is so helpful when you lose your hair. It's hard for a lot of women to go out without hair. It's just not easy. So that's what I love about picking a local breast cancer charity to support. All right. Monique. Hi, Marina. Oh, I love your photo. Hi, Marina. I'm stage 3 triple negative breast cancer. I just finished round 4 of 24 rounds of chemo. Thank you for your tips and for sharing so much of your journey. Thank you, Monique. I'm so happy you found my channel. I vlogged so much of what I was doing when I was on that journey. So there's tons of videos for you guys there. There are vlogs, there are tips, there are now lives that you can come do. 24 sounds, that's, yeah, you got a regimen. And just one day at a time, Monique, just keep going and just know that you will be cancer free. And I'm rooting for you so much. All right. So what else is going on in my world? Well, I recorded a little vlog yesterday, a mini one. So that should be up at some point. I think when I think back on the channel and what I have done and what I'm doing moving forward, I've always been able to tell you how much I love the live. So these are here for you. Other ways to support me or the channel. If you get anything out of my lives, if you get anything on my videos and you want to send a super thanks, you can. You can subscribe, so that helps me. And it helps you because you'll be notified when I'm live and there's not technical issues that I need to work on. Um, and you can get some questions answered and feel supported. Um, those are ways you can help me and you. So let's go. Let's help. All right, let's see. Alejandra, hello. Hi, I'm one more round of chemo to go. So happy to be here live, feeling blessed and grateful. Hello from Panama. I've seen your comments on the channel. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm so excited. You only have one more chemo left. That is the best, the best. So good for you. Good for you. I'm so happy. I see all your comments, everybody. This is what I do. I do YouTube, I create, I run. Um, I just get to live life, and it's being able to pay forward anything I've learned to others is a dream come true, even with doing it imperfectly. Just showing up. That's how it can be done. I encourage you guys to kind of look in your life if there's a way that you can pay forward something that have been through to someone today. It doesn't have to be awkward. The more natural, the better. I think the best way to pay things forward sometimes is just um to probably be like, just pause a little more, if that makes sense. Sometimes I find days when I'm just like showing people that I'm not just trying to get by, that I'm actually I actually care about what they have to say. It makes a really big difference. So sometimes if you can just slow down and pause a little bit, that's one way to pay forward to other people is giving them the space to, you know, share with you what's going on in their life. And that's what it's all about. It's about connecting with people. If you are an introvert and you're like, I don't want to talk to anybody, hey, that's okay too. I know there are ways that you give back, and it might be in the work you do. It might be in in whatever you do it with love. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe sometimes we're like looking for this big, like, oh man, what can I do to make, this life worth living, let's say, right? Because I think at the end of the day, I don't know that we're all going to be like, oh, I'm so, glad I did. I don't know how to say this well. You get it. At the end of the day, at the end of life, I think we're just going to be so happy for the memories we made, the people we shared it with, the things that brought us joy. Those are going to be what you always hold on to. So that's what I want to challenge you to do, is to find a way to rejoice in your life as a survivor. Find a way to live. You don't always have to survive. You don't always have to thrive. But I think living is the baseline, and to really, really intentionally live. Intentionally live. That's an important word. That's a word that saved me more than once, because it also let go of how things would turn out when I had cancer. And that sounds crazy. Like, of course, I was like, I'm going to beat this. I want to be here. But I also kind of just let go of how it would go, in the sense that I said, I live my life intentionally. So I I've done amazing things, and if I were to die tomorrow, not from cancer, from anything, I would be very proud of how I lived. I can say that with 100% certainty in my life. And if you can't say that with 100% certainty in your life, you might need to make some changes. And that is my that's I'm here to encourage you to do that because I think that's what living's about. That's what being beyond cancer is about. It's about, did you live intentionally? Did you live intentionally? Do people know that you loved them? Did you do the things you wanted to do? Are you making plans to do the things you want to do? I didn't know I'd be running Disney World Marathon until someone on my channel mentioned, "Hey, I think I'm going to do a Disney run. You inspired me." And I thought, that's a good idea. And then I set forth the goal to do it. And the first, you know, effort to do it was the race is full. You have to be part of the Disney Run Club to sign up early. Like, good luck, But when I set out to do stuff, I do them. And so I saw that there was a charity that could raise money for, and I applied to that charity. And that's how I'm running the Disney World Marathon. So, in your life, there will always be a way to do what you want to do. You just have to know what you wanna do. You just have to start to figure that out. I'm gonna encourage that you start to journal and write. It can be so powerful. It's not something I do every day, I'll be completely honest, but I find when I do, it really helps with anxiety. It helps with me get my thoughts straight with what's important to me, what I wanna do next in my life. I have a journal, that I sell in my merch shop that is, linked to my channel below all my videos. It's Beyond Journal. It's just a very basic journal, but getting this journal, it says Beyond and it has a bookmarker. The sticker is not on my journal, but I put it there because a friend gave it to me. But writing is just so powerfully, it's so intentional. The other day I did a brain dump and I made sure to start working on everything in my brain dump. So a brain dump is like things that are on your mind, right? Like, wanting to write that person a thank you. I've been wanting to, create, for me, like I'm working on like a speaker page so I can be available for speaking when people need somebody at their breast cancer event or their event where they want to motivate people to live beyond. So that's what writing does for me. What does writing do for you? Have you been able to write anything and have it either help you with anxiety, or have you help make things happen in your life? Mary Muthi says, take home. Live your life intentionally. Each day is a special gift. It's so true. It's so true. Um, yeah. I think of these moments I share with you guys and they just stick with me so much. And I keep saying, I'm going to write a book. What would it be about? I don't know, but you guys are getting my cliff notes here, I think. You're getting my message here. Live life intentionally. Yeah. It just sounds good, doesn't it? It sounds good to be like, I want to do this thing. That's a beautiful thing. And so that's why I coach people one-on-one too. I would have a kind of a meet and greet call with you, a strategy call to see what you need help with. But because the advice I give, it's things that have helped me, but how it looks for each of us is different. And that's why I enjoy doing the lives and I enjoy connecting. And because it's like, what is it that lights you up? What's it going to be? For me, creating a YouTube channel was a new challenge, and apparently lives are a challenge too. Um, but I've always thought, like, if I can do that and reach people, like, why not? Whatever it is, it's very exciting, very exciting. Lori says, I learned this at a mental health workshop a couple weeks ago. Self care is a priority, not a privilege. I think all of us need to believe that. That's so good, Lori. I totally resonate with that. So when I graduated from dental hygiene school and was in my healthcare career, I used to view, like, getting massages as, like, a luxury. I used to be like, "You only get a massage, like, at a spa on your birthday or something." And then I realized how for a lot of us, our job, could be adding to, like, a lot of stress or eventually, like, pain or injury, especially hygiene, right? Like, I'm looking down, I'm using my arms and shoulders to work in people's mouths all day, and then I flipped that, like, so this was a self-care thing I did. I'm like, no, I think getting massage is actually it's self-care, but it's not a luxury. It's it's needed. It feels good, and it helps me prevent injury, and I think the same for, like, working out or making changes to eat better. Sometimes our barrier to those things are that's a luxury or I can't afford it or it's not on the budget. But I'm going to challenge you to find a way to make it work and put it in your life because this stuff, it will help prevent injury. It will help with your health. I mean, a massage, getting more frequent massages than just like a birthday massage or something. It's helped prevent, shoulder pain, neck strain, visits to the chiropractor. So there's actually a way to incorporate self-care in your life that it will save you money in the big picture. It'll help you feel good today. So that's what self-care is. I have a video I put on my channel and it still lives there. It's called like Weekly Healthy Habits, something like that. Um, but I shared things that and I loved making sure that I said weekly. I might have retitled that at one point. Um, because I felt like this isn't stuff I do every day. Like I don't take a bath every day. Actually, I haven't done it in a while. But if you have sore muscles, tell you what, you gotta take that bath and you gotta put in that Epsom salt and soak. The magnesium that's in good bath salt, it helps relieve pain. So I would highly recommend doing it during chemo. It can be very healing and very helpful. So that could be viewed as a self-care and you have to make time for it. If you don't make time for it, you're not going to feel better. So you have to do things that are going to help you feel better. So that is one. Uh, it yeah. What else do you guys do for self-care? I'm gonna think about what I do for self-care. Every night I wash my face and I put on face serum and eye cream every night. Like, I don't think I've missed a night in a long time. I rarely miss a night that I don't wash my face and put on eye cream and, like, serum and kinda do, like, a massage for here. I do it every night. I give you that as self-care. Self-care for me is probably getting out for my morning walk or run if I find a way to, like, make sure I get that in. I might need help from my husband, to help with kids so I can go get that done. But it's important and he knows it's important for me. So that's self-care. Um, moving things around in your schedule so that you can make time for a workout. It's important. It really is important. At some point you're going to pay for, the lack of self-care. Just true. It just is. It might be in the form of like your skin not feeling well or your body not feeling well. So you gotta put the self-care in. I'm so glad you brought that up, Lori. And I love that you went to a mental health workshop. That's so good. Was it in person or virtual? I'm just curious. Um, self-care. When I've done group coaching, it's been really nice to share meditations in those 'cause that is very powerful and it's something we should do more often. I don't feel like we always make time to do it. So I always integrate that in my group coaching, because I know that it makes a difference. I know that stopping and breathing and thinking can change your whole, body disposition, your mood. So meditation, it's a simple practice of putting, um, intention of your thoughts into how you want to feel. Has anybody tried that on their journey? I highly, highly recommend it. Um, So I'm just thinking of that for self-care. What else is self-care for me? Self-care for me is forgiveness. I'm gonna lump that into self-care. There's tangible things for self-care, like, you know, taking care of our skin, the bath, the meditation, the workouts, the massage. And then there's that. There's forgiveness. Forgiveness looks like I didn't know better, so I didn't do better. Now I know better and I'll do better. It's like letting go of what you didn't know. And it's not just in our health, it's actually probably more in our emotional maturity of like forgiving people, but maybe even starting with ourselves, that we held on to something so long that we didn't need to hold on to. Yeah. Is there any way you can start with self-care with starting with yourself right now? That's a good one. I don't always mean to go so deep on what I think about, but sometimes it's just like that's that's what can make the difference for some of us, especially when we've been told we have cancer and we're trying to get through this hard time and it's like sometimes it's just like let's just like forgive ourselves for not for anything. We can't Everything that's behind this moment that you're living in right now is the past. Everything. And the only thing you have is literally this right now. Lori says, I give myself grace now if I don't complete my to-do list that I make for myself each day. I just thought of something funny I saw the other day, Lori. Like, I was watching America's Funniest People with my kids. My son loves that show, America's Funniest Videos. This one was called America's Funniest People, but the lady's reading her to-do list and she's going, I'm just checking things off my to-do list. Not because I did them. I just don't want them on my list anymore. Yeah. Yeah. What good honesty though, Lori. She says, I used to beat myself up in my head for that, right? Like, oh, I didn't get all the things done that I said I was going to get done. Darn it. Same. Totally. I've just found a new way of prioritizing it. I've shared it in a lot of my videos, but I'm like, especially on the cancer journey, it was three. What three things do I have to get done today? Write those things down on my planner. I live by a written planner still. I think writing is still so powerful. Trust me, I have every appointment in my digital calendar, but planners, I'm writing it. But I'm going to write down the things that have to get done that day. And it's three. It's three. And I get those 3 things done. That's it. And when I just put it into 3 things and then the rest could be extra. Sometimes when I cross off those 3 things, I'm in a momentum of getting stuff done. And I'm like, ooh, what else can I do? That's exciting. But at the least, I know what I need to do. And so I think 3 things are doable. I think sometimes 3 things have to happen. But if you're like, hey, if you're like in your phase of life where you're retired and in enjoying like whatever, you make that list. That list shouldn't have an end. That should only have a priority. Here's it. That list will never end if you're living. There will always be things to do. All right. We had a appliance break this week at our house. Like it's life. That is life. So yeah, just maybe it's that, right? The list will never end. Hopefully the list never ends of things to do. My list will never end of things to take care of when it comes to my family, my house, or what I want to do in life. There'll always be things on my list. And thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that. Because that means I'm living. I'm gonna sum up today's live with that thought. Um, I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you're living. I'm so grateful for you. Let's live intentionally. Let's put out there what we want to do, get done, and how we want to feel. Your words matter. So use important words. All right. All right. Good. I'm so happy to connect with you all today. Thank you for sharing your comments and everything. And I will see you in a live soon. It's almost August. So I will post when I'll go live in August. Stay tuned for that. I hope you all have the best day. Thank you.